Hi, angels. This will be the chapter 20 of You Are My Heroes by Lavender Thoughts 21 on AO3. The secret. Izuku, darling, can you go set up the bed? I need to talk to Katsuki for a second. Aizawa gave Midoriya a chore so he'd get Bakugo alone to have an important conversation. By myself, Midoriya asked, both boys tilting their heads at the weird request. Yes, please, Aizawa answered, but the green-haired boy rocked on his heels as he pondered the request. The small smile Izuku usually had was now a straight line as he tried to piece together a way to ask a question. Is Kachan in trouble? Midoriya asked, a little bit of fear showing in his eyes as he gripped the ends of his shirt. At the mention of the word, Bakugo's eyes widened at the implication of doing something wrong that warranted punishment. No, Bakugo is not in trouble. Everything is okay. Just go set up the bed the way Katsuki likes, and we will meet you in a couple of minutes. Aizawa reassured them both that no one was in trouble, and Midoriya's fear dissipated in his eyes. Okay, Midoriya smiled before happily waking away. However, he could go through the door of their bedroom. Katsuki grabbed his arm. Kachan. Izuku questioned his friend's behavior, but Bakugo's eyes were on Aizawa. By the force Katsuki was using to grasp Izuku's arm, the boy was refusing to be alone. There was shakiness in Bakugo's grasp, and the boy's breathing seemed to be getting deeper. Don't be afraid, sweetheart. You are not in trouble, I promise, Aizawa told the blonde softly, seeing the fear of being left alone with him. Since it worked so well before, Aizawa sat down on the floor, his back resting on the hallway wall and his feet crisscrossed like a school kid. With the comforting words and the visual of a sort of truce, Bakugo became relaxed enough to let go of Izuku's shirt. I wait for you, Kan. I promise I won't go asleep, Midoriya said, and Bakugo gave him a firm nod, trusting the green-haired boy to hold his promise. Bakugo took a step back from Aizawa, making sure there was no space for the man to leap forward and grab him. There was increasing anxiety as Bakugo was separated from Midoriya, causing him to look a couple of feet down the hallway toward their bedroom door. The boy raised his thumb to his mouth and chewed on the tip of his finger with excessive force. Don't hurt yourself. Remember your chew. Where is it? Aizawa asked when he saw that Katsuki's thumb held an indentation of his teeth when switched to biting his palm. Remembering the new tool provided to him, Bakugo patted his pajama pants and found the chew safely tucked away in his left pocket. The boy began to chew on the orange crystal, using more force than when he bit his own hands. With Bakugo being soothed by his chew, Aizawa began the difficult conversation. Katsuki, do you remember how you wet the bed last night? Bakugo's cheeks became red at the memory of last night's accident, the shame coming back to his mind. Even so, the blonde was still vigilant of the man's intentions, so he didn't answer. Instead, he began to chew rapidly, the embarrassment swelling in his chest, becoming too much for him to handle. I know you don't want to wear diapers, but you can't keep this up every night. If you keep peeing on the bed, then we have to give you a quick shower and change the sheets every night, and that's not good for your sleep. Aizawa knew that these were long sentences for a child Baku's age, but he wanted the blonde to feel like this was a decision and not a punishment. No. Bakugo's answer was immediate and made it clear that he hated the idea. It doesn't feel nice getting dirty at night and making a mess in the bed. Is it uncomfortable? Aizawa tried to get it into Baku's mind that this wasn't something meant to embarrass him. Bakugo nodded his head at the question and had a look in his eyes that Aizawa recognized. The boy was thinking about something in the past, maybe remembering the time he had accidents while being potty trained. Are you feeling embarrassed? Aizawa asked, and Bakugo nodded. I've been embarrassed before too. Want to know a secret? This question brought shining curiosity into Bakugo's eyes, and the boy walked closer to the man. Secret? Bakugo questioned, making a shush gesture. Aizawa smiled and copied the expression. Yeah, a secret, so don't tell anybody, okay? Aizawa played out a worried face, and Bakugo nodded to reassure the man. I had to wear a pull-up at night until I was 6, Aizawa whispered, shouted the confession so Bakugo could hear him properly. Really? Bakugo asked, his eyes shining at the new information of vulnerability shared by his adult caregiver. It was the first time Bakugo had heard such a story about an adult. Even if the embarrassing thing happened a long time ago, it made Bakugo feel better about his situation. Yeah, so you wearing one now is not a bad thing. You'll only need to wear it for a little while until you stop peeing in your sleep. Aizawa tried to make some sense of the situation, not telling the complete truth about how long Bakugo would need to wear them, because he didn't know how big kids' trauma is that caused the bedwetting in the first place. Bakugo huffed at the suggestion, rejecting it for a second time. The break of the ice was a nice start, but not enough to fully convince the boy. What can I do to make you wear them? The question Aizawa asked seemed to have yet to make it into the boy's mind. Instead, Bakugo was crossing his arms and sneering, his chew falling out his mouth as he regained his confidence. Is it because of Izuku? Aizawa pondered, and Katsuki stiffed at the implication. Bakugo pouted, and his once proud stance wavered at the truth behind his hesitancy. Izuku doesn't need to know. I can put them on in secret after you shower while Izuku gets the bed ready. It can be our secret. Aizawa felt progress as he thought of a way to persuade the blonde to go along with his plan. Bakugo took a moment to think about the plan the man had offered him and decided that wetting the bed was more embarrassing than secretly wearing a diaper. With the solution of keeping the nighttime pull-ups a secret from Izuku, Bakugo reached the conclusion that he would agree to the man's terms. What do you think? Want to wear the diaper today and see if you want to wear it tomorrow night too? To seal the deal, Aizawa asked the question in a way to make it more favorable, making tonight a trial run. Okay, secret, Bakugo replied and made a shush gesture again to ensure Aizawa knew to keep this to themselves. Got it, no telling Izuku, Aizawa said to put the boy's mind at ease. Thanks for talking to me. You are being very good. It makes me happy. Aizawa smiled softly at the kid, but Bakugo just huffed, still irritated. He had to wear the pull-up in the first place. It was strange to Aizawa that it was only Bakugo suffering from bedwetting. It was made apparent that they both completed their potty training by the way Izuku was adamant about them not needing diapers since Auntie trained them. Something changed in between that time to make Bakugo regress to a time where he was more dependent. No one's here? That's the question Bakugo tried to ask when he woke up from his nightmare last night. That screaming wasn't unfocused general terror. It was the fear of being hurt, specifically the fear of being hurt by someone unknown. With the information of his caregivers being dead at the scene, there are two theories Aizawa came up with. 1. Bakugo was a witness to his parents' murder. Or 2. Bakugo found his parents already dead at the scene. Either way, the boy had seen the brutality of a killer, which would be enough to give anyone nightmares. Even so, Aizawa also pondered that maybe Bakugo kept whatever he saw to himself and kept Izuku away from that terror. The green boy wasn't nearly as afraid as Bakugo and seemed to have no idea of what was going on. This is the end of chapter 20. I'll see you in chapter 21. If you have suggestions, let me know. Don't forget to subscribe to know when the next one is out. Have a good day, angels.